Started streaming.
Where's my coaster at? There it is.
Where's my coaster at? You turn that into a song. And dance.
There is something to be said about Russian vodka.
Neona first.
Wow.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Why is that impressive?
Because she's not usually the
Autumn
first
Girl
one.
Akers, hello! Pam Walker. Hello!
Hello.
Lonely Prepper. Vina. Da 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 da.
Hey, boss, Mrs. Boss.
Amanda. Waiting on one Pacific person.
Specific person?
Specific person.
Specific.
Uh-huh. I hope she volunteers to come in.
Hi, future daughter-in-law? Huh? What?
What's she trying to say?
I don't know.
Floyd, how's it going?
That's Fiona's husband.
Kiwi.
Oh,
Vina.
Hi, future mother-in-law.
Do I even want to know?
I'm
Anita.
assuming she's trying to hook her son up with Vina.
Got my Excalibur full of tomatoes. Awesome sauce. We're done with tomatoes. We need to cut up those lemons and get ours full of lemons tomorrow. I'm such a bad boy.
Why?
I could eat pounds, and I mean pounds, of these almonds in the wasabi sauce. Heather Russo.
What'd she say? Matchmaker, find me a
Catch. I mean, I'm taken, so.
You're funny, honey.
Everybody else is now settling. Woody.
What up, Woody?
So, my brother. So glad to see you here.
I'm glad to see that he has chat because I know he's been struggling. I think he has chat in this chat, but not in the what you call it, in the oils class. He hasn't been able to.
It's because he's a Marine. She saw pictures. What more does she need? Oh, pictures. I got some pictures now. My cousin sent me some pictures. Grade A awesomeness. Christy.
Christy Betts, that's a new one.
Hello. Hello, Christy Betts.
At least that I can think of.
So, we got a few more. We got about 30 seconds before we're really gonna kick off. Happy martinis, everybody.
I'm so tired. I can't imagine why.
I don't even know why you would say something like that, Woody. I mean, it's not like you've been up since
all day,
all night.
Can't imagine.
Can't imagine that.
running AC cold here at night. Not yet. Woody was up too late last night.
Hi y'all, so I'm gonna go wake up Kitty for okay.
No, she's at the fair, she's at a carnival with her kids.
We'll wake her up.
She's awake. Karina, I hadn't seen her in a while.
We'll wake her up. We can wake her up. We can wake her up. We can wake anybody up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, YouTube is proud to bring to you the live stream champions of the world. I'm the Big Bear. She's the Mama Bear. And we are the Big Bear Homestead. They were on to me when I was
That's because you started whispering.
Bob's got a homestead.
You know, the other day, they were in another chat, and I saw somebody type in there, Bob's got a homestead. I'm prepared this time. I'm waiting for all the cussing. Song Beach!
Gotta love the delay. Been a long time since I've done that one on y'all. But you remembered. A lot of y'all remembered. So, got some newbies. You blew out my speakers. Duckhead Homestead, what's going on?
Hadn't seen that name in a while. Oh, crap, I didn't get back to the computer to turn the volume down fast enough.
Doc!
What?
What? Doc is back.
Hadn't seen Doc in a long time.
Welcome back, Doc. We missed you.
Now I can't hear anything.
Sign that to him. Say, welcome back, Doc. We missed you.
No.
Why not?
Because I can't sign all that.
Yes, you can. So, here it is. Another Saturday night in the books.
Yep. Excuse me. Hey! Professor's on his phone.
What's up, Professor? I need to talk to you and Mama after we get off the air. Wow, they've been selling their homestead.
Been busy with that.
Are you guys upgrading Duckhead? Or are y'all just saying phooey? Hey y'all, I can't
Dana said, how about them dogs?
But we gotta wait for Hope to get here.
Well, she might be passed out on her couch.
We gotta wait on Hope. And then when the first time y'all see Hope's homestead,
as soon as she says party's here,
as soon as she says party here,
dogs?
everybody just said, no, that takes too long. Just everybody put go dogs. DAWGS. That's all I want y'all to do. I want to fill the chat box up when Hope comes in here with go dogs. Because my dogs just stomped.
It was
them
a shutout,
volunteers.
y'all.
Like, what was it, 42-0?
41 or 42, something like that.
I mean, it wasn't even a game.
I don't even think the cheerleader showed up.
Looking for more land, 20 to 40 acres to start a farm.
Nice.
Duckhead, but there's a lot of land out around us for sale here in Elbert County. Please come buy some so that way they won't put up more chicken houses. Matter of fact, right down the street, there's like 30 or 40 acres for sale right down here on the end of our road. If somebody don't scoop that up here pretty soon, I'm gonna probably scoop it up, but it's about 20 or 40 acres raw land.
No, Donna, we've been loud.
Yeah.
But my blood runneth deep orange. She won't be here then.
Oh, she's coming.
Said she was going
She said she was coming. What's up, Pickers?
Holy crap on a cracker. That's not a game. That's a massacre. It was 41-0, y'all.
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. How's everyone's weekend going? Ours is going pretty good. Normal, kind of, sort of.
Well, we thought it was going to be bad. Started out Friday. Blaze got in a wreck.
Oh, early Friday, like 5,
4 o'clock in the morning. 4 or 5 in the
5,
morning.
yeah.
On his way to the dairy. He swerved to miss a deer.
2 deer. And he didn't swerve. Okay, so the way he tells the story is there were deer in the middle of the road, and it's a 4-lane right there that goes down to 2-lane. And so there were deer in the road. And so what happened is he moved over to avoid the deer, but when he did, he didn't account for the fact that there was a mailbox. Because there's right there by the Georgia Guidestones, and there's no houses right there. And then there's this one little house that pokes out right there. And so he wasn't thinking about the fact that there was a... What's the price look like, Jason? We don't know. We haven't asked.
That one guy down here, he's about $2,000 an acre. The other folks up here, we haven't called and checked on yet.
Okay, Hope is driving right now. She said she had to go get her mom from work, but she'll be in a little bit, so y'all be ready for her.
Blaze is okay. He just got shook up.
He got shook up. I mean,
Blaze has had an awful week when it comes to driving.
Yeah, he got a speeding ticket on.
He got a cherry pop and got pulled over for a speeding ticket.
Yeah, he got a speeding ticket.
And at first I was trying to be cool to him, you know.
It's gonna happen. We know.
And be like, all right, it's gonna happen. You know, all right. Well, you're paying for it. I'm not paying for it.
All right.
You gotta be
responsible. She was okay with. He knew that was coming.
And try to explain to him, look, now you got what they call points on your license. You get so many, they can take your license.
Right. Or it's bad.
Yeah, or you got to pay for an aggressive driver class or a DUI class.
Or insurance goes up.
Yeah, our insurance goes up, and you're going to be paying for all this, not me. And I reminded him, I said, do you remember when I told you that you're getting to the age where I'm stopped, so party's here? Really? There's not a single party going on in Tennessee right now.
Yeah, there ain't no party. Go Dogs!
There's a whole lot of crying. How about them dogs?
Y'all rock. Love you, Cherish.
But I got aggravated with him because, you know, I started to...
41-0. Really?
Really? Why not
just give me a paper cut and
put lemon juice on it? Well, and I was sitting here and I was talking to him.
Given that you blew my ears and speakers out, my rip training Mentosa for decades, are you talking about dogs? Just pity parties, yep. That's it, pity parties.
So, I was sitting here. Blaze was standing right over there.
Oh my God. So Dana Sullivan is, I'm sorry, hold on. You know, Sullivan family was just in here and said she was just dropping by, right? She was apologizing for having to leave so quick. So they're at family dinner, and she said, these guys are brave. Now, she lives in Tennessee. There are 2 guys with Georgia outfits on eating in a Tennessee restaurant.
Now,
anyway, sorry.
So Blaze was standing right over there. And, of course, I was laughing at him.
Mm-hmm.
Night, Suburban.
Night, Suburban. Good night. Get some rest.
And I was trying, basically, okay, asking, all right, what happened? He's like, I was coming up over the hill, and he was coming down, he pulled into the suicide lane, so I hit my brakes, and I went, first mistake. And so I explained to him how when you hit the brakes and you're going along, even if you just tap them, the front part of your car.
Hey, Cap,
what's up, Cap? Cap, have you got your stuff yet?
No, I hadn't sent everything out. I got to send everything out. It's going out Monday.
That's what you said last week.
No, I didn't get a chance to this week because of all the stupid stuff with work. Y'all, we had inventory all week and it was crazy. Did they lose a bet? 50,000 an acre. Holy crap.
But we
Dasha and I are working on that tomorrow. Go ahead.
It's only like the 7th time I've tried to tell this.
We'll make it 8, baby. 7 heaven, 8 we're straight.
Anyway, and he's saying how he hit the brakes, and I explained to him how when you're riding along and you tap those brakes, the front part of your vehicle does this. It bobs. Mm-hmm. And that cop seen it, flipped his radar on, and boop, nailed it. He was doing 52 in a 35. And Georgia has a wonderful law called super speeder.
Used to be.
It used to be if you were doing 20 miles an hour over the speed limit, you were done. They were putting the bracelets on you. You were going to jail, going to court, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, Robbie.
Robbie, what's up?
Hey, Mama Cat. Hadn't seen you in a while either.
I know, right? So I said, because I thought that law was still in effect. I said, you just dodged a bullet. And I told him the super speeder law, and he goes, I didn't read anything like that in my book.
He didn't remember seeing it on the test.
So I looked it up. Well, in 2010, the state of Georgia changed the law. If you're doing 75 miles an hour on a 2-lane, super speeder. 85 on a highway, super speeder. Which means they automatically add on 200 bones to the ticket.
Right.
That's from the state. Plus you got the fines or whatever from the county.
Right.
And most counties, when they get you a super speeder, they just lock you up. And so he went through that, and he caught an attitude with me that I almost lost my mind on this boy. He stood right over there with his little teenage attitude. He said, I was going along with traffic. What do you expect me to do? And I went, I literally picked this desk up like this. I just hovered it with my legs about 6 inches. And I put the desk down. And I said, boy, first off,
15 over is reckless in Indiana.
You lose the attitude or I'm going to kill you. I said, but what was the speed limit? 35. What's the law? It was 35. Okay, I don't give a rat's backside what everybody else was doing, because the judge is going to look at you and say, okay, Mr. College Boy, if you were participating in a protest, and all of a sudden everybody in the protest started stabbing somebody, are you going to start stabbing somebody too? Well, no.
Okay then.
Okay then. What's the difference? The law is the law. Well, that's a little extreme. You making me go to extreme because you got this attitude, and right now I'm trying not to punch you. And he's like, well, I guess I get. Well, what am I supposed to do when everybody's running up on me and almost sideswiping me and blah blah blah?
Hit you.
Let them. I said, you get a new car. You got the law on your side. If they run into your backside, it's their fault. It's their fault. If they hurt you bad enough in the accident, that's what insurance is for. It'll cover it, and then you get to sue them. And then 9 times out of 10, they'll go to jail, not you. Okay. But I did. I wanted to kill him. When he caught that little attitude with me. You driving my car, fool. But is what it is. So he had that
military ID with your license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he got in a wreck. So he's kind of had a bad week.
Yeah.
Well, y'all are really trying to milk the whole me talking loud, doing my little ditty in the front. But they're trying to milk it. Suck it up, buttercup. So, everything went okay this week in the dairy. I've been back to work at the dairy.
Yes, finally.
Finally.
Yes.
Oh, it was very hard, Mama Cat, because my patience with him right now is about like that. We are at that stage where we're 18 and we're trying to be an alpha male, but we're going about it completely wrong. And are you trying to get me drunk so you can take advantage of me?
No, I was just trying to get rid of what's left in there.
You're trying to get me drunk.
No.
And we're trying to figure out where we fit in the world, and we're trying to figure out
right
where
everything, like where
we're feeling
right.
our oats is the best way to put it. And there's been a lot of heated conversations around here where the answer has always been, if you don't like it, you're 18 now.
You can go.
You can move out. See you.
Bye.
Pay for your own cell phone. Pay for your own insurance. Matter of fact, pay for your own car. Pay for your own food, your own water. Da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, wait a minute. You know?
Like all of a sudden, he changes his tune. My hubby has got cops to forget what they were doing by flashing his concealed carry card and saying if he is carrying or not. I've seen cops play let's look at the gun and check guns on the New York thruway. If you go the speed limit, you'd probably get killed. See, now that's the thing, like, that's the thing in Atlanta. If you're going the speed limit, you're going to have somebody fly up on you. But Jason's right. I mean, if they hit you, that's on them. You know, so it's kind of one of those things.
Nah. Later, Doc. Thanks for coming by. And it's just one of those things that I know I did it to my daddy, because I call my daddy a lot now.
All the time, and his dad always laughs.
And apologize. Remember when I was 18 and I was a jerk? I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. Like, I tried to give them, like, they took Ledessa over, what was it, Labor Day?
Yes.
Labor Day weekend. They took Ledessa. And we met him in Greenville to pick Ledessa back up. I tried to give my dad $100. I said, please take this.
This is for all the times.
This is for all the times that I was a schmuck as a teenager and brought you back your truck or your car with no gas in it. I now understand how frustrating that is.
He needs a girlfriend with a mean dad. A lot of lessons will be learned. Under 30, can't wipe your nose. Yeah, ain't that the
And
truth.
My mom and dad laughed. They wouldn't take the money. Which kind of hurt my feelings.
But we were then able to give that to somebody who needed it.
And they said, no, that's payment enough. You just... that's just hearing you say that just is enough. Blah, blah, blah. No, just take the money, shut up.
She said Betty said it wasn't enough.
Probably wasn't. Probably wasn't. But, you know, I thought it was A-Town now. I haven't heard anybody say Hot Atlanta since I was little. As far as I know, well,
it's still Hot Atlanta.
At least everybody that we talk to, it's Hot Atlanta. Now the younger generation may call it A-Town.
But like even my little bitty town that we're in, they call it E-Town, which is silly to me, but whatever.
Yeah, we're so little. We're not even like a capital E. Mm-hmm. We're like a lowercase e.
It is. I just hate when you start a pattern and you realize that the person writing the pattern doesn't know what the heck they're writing. I hate that.
I know.
It's just stupid.
So, I know I keep talking about us trying to put videos out, and honest to God, people, we are trying. It's just right now at the dairy. It is.
Well, it's constantly changing.
How do you say hectic?
Mm-hmm.
And it's no matter what you do, no matter if it's a dairy farm or if it's just a regular homestead or if it's just a regular job. Mm-hmm. If your whole purpose is chasing the almighty dollar, then you're always going to be running around crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You're always going to be unhappy.
Right.
And you're always going to be stressed, unhealthy, blood pressure up, tired all the time.
Not getting the right nutrition because you're constantly...
Yeah. And unfortunately, the guy that owns the dairy, that's exactly what he does. He is just chasing a dollar.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed up this week probably with maybe 20 minutes sleep. And he sat down on a pallet that was half full of minerals, laid back and went to sleep on mineral bags, which was fine. Kept him out of my way. But before he went to sleep, he was extremely frustrated because the price of milk has gone down tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
At least, now when I say the price of milk, I'm talking about what the companies are paying the dairies for the milk. To produce
it, right.
Right now, the price of milk is under $15 per 100 pounds.
So that's 15 cents a pound if you were doing the math.
It's under that.
And a gallon is, what did we say, 8 to 10 pounds?
Yeah.
So
right now
10 pounds would be $1.50 a gallon.
Right.
If it was 10 pounds.
If it was 10 pounds. So right now, the people that are putting the milk in the Walmarts and in that, they are making a killing off of you and me. Because they're paying 15 cents for that gallon of milk. And we're just they're paying
$1.50 for a gallon. 10 pounds in a gallon. Let's just say it's 8 to 10 pounds.
And how much is milk?
15 cents a pound. So even if you say 8 pounds, 15 cents times 8 pounds is $1.20. And they're charging like $4 a gallon.
So they are making what, 3 times?
Mm-hmm.
3 times off of a gallon of milk. What they're paying people like my boss to generate the milk. Now, here's where the problem lies. At least at my dairy. My boss's sole purpose is he's what they call dairy replacements. Because you can only milk a cow for a short window and then she has to be bred again. And once she's bred, you have about 7 months worth to be able to milk her, and then you got to stop to let her body rest and recuperate so that way she can make colostrum, so that way when she throws a calf, she has a colostrum to make that calf healthy. What's up, cat lover? Good to see you. Where is milk $4 a gallon?
Walmart, it's like three. I'm rounding up, like 3 something.
Recycle Cottage and Garden said they just bought it for $2.99.
Yeah, it's over $3 at Walmart here. It's over $3 here. Now at Aldi, it's $1.70. But yeah, there you go. Anita said in Arkansas it's $4 a gallon.
Yeah.
It is. It's like $3.80 something, I think, at Walmart. It's almost damn near twice the price of gas.
Now,
One, two, three, 4.
Bob, we don't pasteurize at our dairy. They take it, and what they do is they'll skim the cream and the butter fat off, and then they'll make the butter and the cheeses and whatnot. So they do what they want to do with
Half
it.
and half, all that stuff.
Yeah. Venus says she's getting her milk at $1.65 again.
Yeah, at Aldi, I think we're paying $1.60, $1.70. But as far as like your average Walmart, it's like it's over $3 at Walmart, and it kills me because Aldi's about 35 minutes away. So we'll go to Aldi and get milk.
Because she won't drink the milk out of the dairy.
No, I will. You just never bring it home. Y'all always forget. No, that is true. You always forget to do it. For the longest time, you had the part in the car. I mean, in the truck. And the truck was in the shop, so you couldn't do it. So, but now, it's like $1.65 or $1.75 a gallon, I think. So that's what we usually...
And like I said, it is under the 15 cents per 100 pounds. I think he told me it was right around 12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but I don't remember, so that's why I'm saying I know it's under 15. But his main focus is what they call dairy replacements. So when cows are getting close to calving, these bigger dairies, they're tossing them out of their herd. But because they are selling their milk to a big production company, they have a certain amount of milk pounds they have to produce, or they can get fined.
Right.
So his main thing is to get cows, get them that either when they're getting ready to calve or they just calved, fresh. He brings them to us. We break them in the milking stall, meaning we make it to where they're comfortable milking.
Mm-hmm.
So they're there 3 days to maybe 2 weeks. And then he sells them.
Mm-hmm. And we start all over.
Again. Like sometimes we'll get down to only be milking 25 to 50 cows. And 3 days later,
we could be up to 100.
We're over 100. Like right now, we're almost at 120 cows. And then that's where he makes the majority of his money. Okay? But because...
Good night, wonderful, blessed life.
He's chasing that dollar, when he has to throw more money into the dairy, buying feed, the hay, paying us, it hurts his pocketbook because the milk check
is not covering
the expenses that he has at the dairy.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, because we don't have enough what they call fresh cows that are producing more colostrum than milk, or cows with mastitis, sick bay cows, we're having to pull milk out of the tank to feed his calves. So that's dropping the milk amount, which means it's lowering his milk check. And so he's not happy about that. He's fussing that the dairy's not profitable.
Right.
And then he comes in and takes a bunch of cows. And me, I look at him and say, this is very confusing to me. Why is it confusing? You were just outside 5 minutes ago whining that the dairy's not profitable, and you took every single one of my strong cows.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to produce milk? You leave me with the crap cows. And there's cows that are what they call 3-tit, 2-tit. That means a cow's udders is broken down into 4 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If a cow is 3 tits, that means only 3 of the quarters are producing milk. If it's 2 tits, only 2 of the quarters are producing milk. Okay? And nobody wants those cows. So those cows get locked in at our dairy, and they may be producing
30 pounds, 40 pounds.
15 to 30 pounds per milking. Which is
low. Very low.
He would be more profitable if he would sell them to slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he has to keep his milk number at a certain rate.
Level. Mm-hmm.
So if he throws in 30 of those cows, that's about as good as 10 of the good cows.
And those are kind of his go-to right now because he knows he can keep them there to keep at least a minimum amount of milk.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is that his feed to milk ratio is not right. He's probably paying more in feed than he's getting from them in milk.
Yeah, he is. Right
So
now, he did not.
that's the
His last milk check was not enough to cover the feed bill.
So that's where that whole.
And because another thing is, our state raw milk sales, you got to buy a license. It's like
$85.
$85. But then you have to put a sticker on a container.
Yeah.
And it says raw milk for pet
consumption only.
Consumption only.
Yep.
Now, my personal opinion is
What you do.
I think that law is going to change again. Because when we first started with ours here on our homestead, when you got that license, you had to dye the milk either blue or gray.
You don't have to do that anymore.
The law just changed. You don't have to do that anymore. Now you just got to put the sticker on it. And I'm thinking in a couple of years after that, because we the people,
trend.
well, see, we the people are speaking, and you guys are voting with your dollars. You guys are going to people like us and saying, we're finding loopholes. You can buy what they call cow shares.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we were getting around it before. You would pay so much a month, and you would get so much.
And you were allowed to get that milk from
Yeah.
that cow. That percentage of that milk from that
because
cow.
it was essentially your cow. Because that was the one thing in this state. If you owned a portion of that cow, you were allowed to collect so much milk.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you were paying us as like a big dairy manager. We would milk the cows, and then you would pay us to maintain the cows, milk the cows, blah blah blah, and then you would take
Whenever
your milk.
You wanted your milk.
Yeah.
Well, so Anita is saying what he should do is what would make sense. But the problem is, Anita, his primary business is not the milk. It's a secondary business. See, because the thing is that his main business is selling the cows.
Mm-hmm.
Flipping cows, basically. So what's happening is he's selling off the good ones because that's what people want to buy.
Yep.
I mean, it makes sense. But the problem is that in order for him to have a secondary business of profiting off of the dairy, he's going to have to continue to keep the good cows in there long enough to keep the
milk numbers up.
Yeah. That's a problem. Instead of selling 10 at a time, he sells like 30 at a time. And that's enough that it makes a difference, that it impacts the amount of milk.
Yeah. And then when we're trying to feed, I think we've got 40 some calves, heifer calves out there right now. That are on milk. And he's exactly right when he tells me the milk is more valuable going in the calf than it is going
into the tank. Right. Because those calves will sell for a lot of money. Or for him to replace his herd next generation.
Yeah. So what we'll end up doing is those calves get bigger, and once they get bred and they throw, they'll come in as fresh. We'll break them. That's pure profit for him if he sells it. If he don't, then they stay in our herd, and we're able to start beefing.
And then he doesn't have to buy them.
Yeah.
He can just, but see, that's the difference between somebody who's running a sprint and somebody that's running a marathon. When you're running a sprint, you're not patient enough to wait for those guys to be 2 years old before you're seeing a return on them.
Yeah. Like, I buy all the bull calves from him.
Now, we know it'll be 2 years before we see anything.
Yep. But I do the initial payment for the bull calves. I bring them home. we either supplement them if there's any
left over from the dump cows.
Anything's left over from the dump cows, we bring it home and give to them. If not, we've been saving when we've had extra milk from the dump cows. We've been saving that milk and freezing it. We defrost it and
heat it up and
heat
get
it up
ready.
and give it to these bull calves.
Mm-hmm.
And we castrate them.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
did that today, actually.
2 years from now, I'll be able to sell these calves either a la carte or whole cows as grass-fed beef.
Right.
And so that's where I'm making my money. I'm doing a small invested in them in the beginning.
Hey, Jatan.
And we go through there. The USA needs a quote system. It works great. Quota system. Yeah, you know what? I actually think you're absolutely right, Robbie Moore. I think, well, to be honest with you, I think what would turn at least the dairy, well, really all agricultural around is if the government got the hell out of it. If they would let the milkman come back. Now, granted, we'd probably have a little bit of a population boom if that happened. But
we're so wrong on so many levels.
But I think if people were able to find a dairy that's close to them, and they were able to purchase their milk straight from the dairy, the raw milk straight from the dairy, I think medical costs would go down in this country. I think the employment ratio would go up in this country. And those are two major things that are a major burden on our economy right now. And I think just by letting the butcher, the baker, the milkman, the candlestick maker, all of those guys come back into each local town. Get rid of all of these regulations, red tape, nonsense, bullcrap.
Well, and let consumers go back to being consumers instead of being zombies.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the problem. We don't educate ourselves anymore. Back in the day, you knew who you bought your milk from.
Yeah.
You knew where it came from. You knew where your meat came from.
Yeah.
And nowadays,
And that's where the free market comes.
We just assume that the government's taking care of everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So farmers can sell their chicken eggs. Can a farmer sell the milk? There was a mailman.
That's funny. No, at least in our state, the farmer, I cannot sell my raw milk for human consumption.
Right.
I had to put a sticker on it that says
for pet consumption only.
Now, Donna, they're trying to destroy the farms. That's exactly right. And here is another thing. We went and finally got a hold of the homeowners of the mailbox that Blaze destroyed. We got a hold of them today. Really nice folks. We talked with them, told them, look, we're going to buy the stuff, we'll have it replaced, and he'll be out here digging a hole tomorrow.
And they were floored by that.
Yeah, which really bothers me. They were like, wow, that is great. Thank you so much.
And the fact that we were going to have Blaze come out and fix
they were floored.
The hole.
They were like, we saw it, we were just going to go replace it today. We figured, we'd never figure out
what happened.
I said, well, that's not the type of people we are, and that's not how I'm raising my kids.
Right.
But she said she heard a story that the federal government is trying to shut down all of us homesteaders because they're trying to say that a homestead family
or
families caught salmonella from their backyard chickens.
Between the eggs and the meat.
Yeah. So here's the thing that as homesteaders or hobby farmers or just downright folks trying to produce their own food, we got to be extra careful.
Yep.
if you go to the doctor because you got sick, because you went out to eat because there was a big family celebration, and you went out to this restaurant and had some spinach or broccoli or some tomatoes and it freaking had salmonella on it, and you go to the doctor, they're automatically going to say it came from your chickens and your eggs. Automatic. Which is sad.
Yep.
But it's true. And they're trying to push through stuff now to outlaw a family having a small flock of chickens.
Well, what they're gonna do is they're gonna make so many regulations where you have to jump through enough hoops. Yeah, the government wants to shut down anything they don't make money on. And that's right. That's the whole thing about in my opinion, the whole reason why Georgia still has the rule that we can't sell raw milk. Mm-hmm. Because really, you can sell raw milk. You just have to pay $85.
Yeah. It's all about...
I mean, it's all about somebody getting their palm greased.
Yeah.
So, that's just my thing.
But I also think that...
Hey, Ricky.
We, the people, are putting up one hell of a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And we are starting to slowly win this fight. That's why they're pulling this. They're reaching in their backside and they're pulling out this salmonella card and blaming it on a family flock of birds.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're desperate. Because even some of your larger corporations, Subways, McDonald's, KFC, Tyson, all these guys, they're starting to throw out our keywords. Like, I guess it's Tyson now. They're saying that
they've been saying for a while that they're putting oregano in the water of the chickens for a natural dewormer, which technically is possible. But the thing is, a lot of times it doesn't even have to do with the animals when they're alive. A lot of the stuff that gets you sick is after it's being processed.
Right.
So, and a lot of people don't even know that, and that's the part that's really scary to me.
Well, one of the things that I find very, very entertaining, in a bad way, is, think about it, when we were kids, there was no warnings about how long you can leave the chicken that you bought sitting out on the counter while you season it. Right? There was no warnings about that. And then it went from, you can't let it sit there longer than 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Now, they want you to take it straight out of the package and put it right in the pan. Because of E. coli and salmonella and all these other wonderful, Ebola, and all these other wonderful things that they're doing. And why? It's because these larger companies are getting cheap labor. Meaning they're getting illegal immigrants. They're bringing them in the cover of darkness. They're paying them
sub minimum wage.
They're paying them slave labor is what they're paying them. And hard working conditions, and these guys just don't.
They don't care.
They don't care, and they're abusing these people. And the moment that these people start to speak out, then they threaten them with deportation, and they go get more.
Because they are replaceable.
These chickens are sitting in vats of fecal water, and chicken meat is very porous, so it sucks this stuff up. And when the FDA or the USDA come in and they make them drain their wash pits. Because what they do is that all these chickens are hanging on hooks on a conveyor belt, and they're cutting them and eviscerating them, but they don't care where they cut, so they can be cutting.
Yeah, there you go. Slaughterhouses are filthy. We have one.
They could be hitting the intestines and fecal matters going
rabbit.
on all over the meat. Prepper Rabbit? What? What's up, Prepper Rabbit? Thanks for coming by. And so this chicken meat's getting all this fecal matter in it, and they're just throwing it in this tub of water.
It's disgusting.
Well, when they finally are made to drain that tub of water, the average is about 6 to 8 inches of fecal matter on the bottom of these tanks. So people, chicken meat is porous, so it's sucking up all that stuff and getting it into the meat. That's where all this crap is coming from. And just like, here's something that you may not have heard. All of a sudden, spinach is getting like E. coli and salmonella. Tomatoes are getting E. coli and salmonella. Why? Why is that? Why are these plants getting these diseases? Well, that's because when it's time to harvest, you got acres and acres of tomatoes, acres and acres of spinach. Again, hiring migrant workers, and they're putting maybe one porta-john out there for a couple of hundred people. And these people are just dropping trowel when they got to go. Because they've got quotas they got to make. If they don't, then they get threatened with deportation and sent back over, and they get replaced by the next guy. Ricky, no, I have not gotten it. Wait a minute, I think I did get it.
So Karen said, I had problems with dairy and meats here in the States, and when I lived in New Zealand, I didn't have a problem with it at all. It tells me it's the process, not the product.
Yeah.
We've seen this firsthand. We had a lady and her husband who used to raise chickens, and they had a customer who the daughter was lactose intolerant, anything having to do with a chicken or a cow or a pig. She was eating nothing but like vegetarian, vegan, and a lot of supplements because she couldn't eat anything. Well, they gave her some eggs, some pasture raised eggs, and the daughter had no reaction to it whatsoever.
None.
So they said, let's do some pasture raised chicken and see. And again, your farmer, right? So they knew Tasha and Steve and said, we'll trust them, see how it works. They did the pasture raised chicken, and she had absolutely no allergic reaction whatsoever. So they did the same thing with pastured beef, pastured pork. The child had absolutely no problems as long as the animals were pasture raised. The minute that they were factory processed and all of the crap that goes on with our food system, that's when she had issues.
Look, I challenge each and every one of you. If you think I'm trying to blow smoke up your butt right now, I challenge you. Go to it's either the FDA website or the USDA website.
I think it's FDA.
There is a list of approved methods and chemicals that they are allowed to use to clean your meat.
Clean the meat after they process it.
It's about that thick. And there's a list of chemicals and radiation processes that they're allowed to use to clean this meat.
I don't know about you, but the one that really opened my eyes is there are some that say if it doesn't work the first time, you're authorized to do it again. Like, I mean, what's wrong with that?
So, I know all of us don't have 21 acres, 50 acres, 100 acres.
Whatever. To be able to do it.
All of that to tell you guys, to once again try to encourage you guys, even if you're like Lone Star and you live in an apartment and you got a very small space, container gardening. Start to take these baby steps for your own health and safety and your own freedom. Start to take these baby steps because it's only going to get worse. Plain and simple. Because unfortunately, and I say this with my heart breaking, because I love this country. I've bled for this country. I would bleed for this country again. I would let my son join the military so he could bleed for this country. I love America. I bleed red, white, and blue. We trip, we stumble, we get black eyes, we do things absolutely wrong sometimes. And right now is one of those times. Because unfortunately, we lost our minds. And right now our government is not for the people. And it's not by the people. It's no longer we the people.
It's we the big ag companies.
It's we the corporations.
Yep.
Because these big corporations go in here and they grease the hands of these politicians.
Of the people who are making the laws.
And they get the laws passed that they want to pass. And that's sad. But one of the things that these corporations are counting on is for us, we the people, to stay zombified. They want us to stay lost in these stupid things. They want us to stay focused on the Kardashians or
the latest Bachelor movie or show.
The latest Bachelor show or the whatever other kind of stupid reality TV that they have. And like right now, I don't even want to bring it up, but the NFL.
Oh.
Don't even get me started.
Stupid.
With that. That is the biggest crock of crap ever. Here's the thing. If there's an owner happening to catch this live stream or an NFL player happening to catch this live stream, now I know I'm kind of talking out my butt because what would an NFL owner, team owner, or a player do in me watching my big fat butt? But just in case, here's the thing. You are paid millions of dollars to play football.
It is your job.
That's your job. I don't give a rat's butt where you stand politically.
On anything.
On anything. I don't care. I want to watch you take that pigskin and I want to watch you run it 100 yards and put it in the end zone. Because when I'm watching football, if and when I watch football, I don't want to think about anything else. I just want to watch football. I want to watch 400-pound guys, okay?
Run 50 yards.
That can pick up 18-wheelers. Take this 200-pound guy.
Pick him up.
Who's carrying this ball made out of leather. And he's running his heart out. And I want to watch the big guy hit him so hard snot bubbles come out of the dude's nose. That's when I watch football, that's what I want to see.
Exactly.
But it's not. I haven't watched a professional football game since Howie Long was playing defensive end and Lawrence Taylor was playing outside linebacker or middle linebacker.
Yep.
My football heroes were Howie Long, Lawrence Taylor, Danny White, Tony Dorsett, Emmitt Smith. That's the last time I watched a professional football game. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. We turned the Super Bowl on. But while the game's on, we're doing something. When the commercials come on is when we all sit down and watch the TV.
For real.
For real.
Except, there were some pretty racy commercials the past couple of years. So we had to stop doing that altogether.
Right. You know, now we still turn on a college football game and listen to it. Like
I'll tell you, the thing is, we've gotten to the point where we don't even watch it anymore.
We listen to it
on
the radio.
And then you don't have to worry about all those stupid commercials because if you don't like the commercial, you can just turn it off. With the other one, you know, you're looking at it, you know. Right. And with this, you if you don't want to hear it, you don't want to hear it.
Yeah. So. Anyway, we the people have to do exactly what you guys have been doing.
Vote with your dollars.
Voting with your money. Yeah. Still, look, I know a lot of people out there tell you don't waste your time, don't go to the voting booth. I'm not one of those people. I still believe in the process. I have to believe in the process because if I don't believe in the process and I don't believe in what it stands for, then everything I did in the Marine Corps was a lie. And I can't handle that. I'll tell you right now, found out everything that I did in the Marine Corps was a lie, I would probably lose my shit. I couldn't handle that. But I have to believe in the process. So I tell everybody, vote for the person, not for the freaking party. Some of you people that just go in there to the voting booth and straight down.
I'm Republican, I'm going to vote Republican.
And vote, like one of my best friends in the world, Paul. When we get a little bit more up there in age, I'm going to start a whole different YouTube channel. And it's going to be me and him, because hopefully we'll retire where we're a little bit closer together. It's just going to be me and him talking about current events. It's going to be a matter, I give it a matter of maybe 90 days, and we're going to have our own network television show. Because he is super far left. I mean, like, stupid left. Like, even some of my Democratic friends are like, dude,
what is he thinking?
What are you doing? That's just stupid, you know. And me, I'm kind of a in the middle guy, you know. And but there are times on Facebook or when he comes to visit that I swear his wife and my wife get together.
We just lob softballs out.
And they throw a hornet's nest in the room. And here we go.
And then we pop the popcorn.
You know, so that's going to be a YouTube channel probably in the future. But you are voting with your dollar, and that's exactly what you need. The more trips that you guys buy from local farmers like us or some of the other big homesteads out there that are actually producing and not just making videos.
Right.
You guys are voting that way. And that's awesome. That's exactly what you need to do.
That's exactly right.
Exactly what you need to do. If you guys are up in Wisconsin around Big Family Homestead and he's gotten his stuff going and he's got chicken eggs for sale, then you buy chicken eggs from him. You guys are down here in the South and you want pasture poultry or grass-fed beef or pork, then you come here, you know. And if you're out there in Arkansas with Farmer Meemaw and Anita and they got extra stuff, you buy from there. That's how we get their attention. You go to farmers markets and you go and you just start talking to these farmers and you start talking to these guys and you go visit and bam! You start a relationship and then you learn where your food is coming from and then blammo. All of a sudden now laws and stuff are going to start to get changed or the corporations are going to change.
Well, I mean, look at what Tyson has done. Tyson's like, wait a minute. All these hippies are talking about natural remedies. Let's go ahead and advertise that we use oregano. You know? No, I don't know that Big Family is...
I don't know. I just threw that out there as a...
We know that they're starting to do their own thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, now that they have the land to be able to do that, eventually they probably will. So you never know. I mean...
Garlic Sugar, we're already doing beef. We've got... What are we at? 7 or 9?
No, 9, because you bought 2 today.
Yeah, 9 calves right now. Then in about 2 years, year and a half, 2 years.
And if anybody's interested, go ahead and contact us. We'll take a deposit.
Yeah, we'll take a deposit. There's many different ways that we sell this beef. We sell it a whole calf. I mean, as you were. We sell it the whole cow.
Whole cow, half cow.
Half cow or a la carte, meaning that if you just want steaks, you can buy a bunch of steaks. If you just want roast, you can buy a bunch of roast or ground beef, or you can
flank steak, fillets, whatever you want. We'll do that, but the price will probably be, it'll average out higher if you do it that way. Whereas if you do it per pound on the cow, you're going to be paying less per pound.
Right. So if you are close and you're like, I want to go ahead and put a deposit down and then pay us so much over the next year and a half, 2 years, I'm okay with that. I will do that.
And we'll have enough to where if we have something happen with 1 cow. See, in the past when we've done this, we've only had 1 or 2 calves. We've got 9 right now. Plus and we have access to more. So, what we can do is if we lose one, we can replace it.
Right.
So...
Usually one right about the same age. So
what does a dairy calf run there price-wise, Jason?
It all really depends, Lost Dude. Like my boss, he come in bragging the other day that he spent like $600-700 on one because. Now check this out. The dairy farm.
That wasn't a calf. He's asking calves.
Oh, calf. I'm sorry,
a dairy
calf. A bull runs, and it fluctuates on how old they are, but they start at right about $100 for a bull. Heifers start about $250. Again, depends on how old they are.
Yeah, if they're only a couple days old, which we don't prefer to sell them that way. We want them to be a couple weeks old because we want them to be very well established and be able to keep an eye on scours and stuff like that before we sell them. But that's not always.
Robbie Morris, send me a message. Maybe you and I can cut a deal because I love.
He's in Canada.
Oysters. Now, how's he got oysters?
I don't know, but he's in Canada. Yeah, the thing is that, we're obviously not going to sell to somebody who's less than a day's drive, or more than a day's drive away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, like, somebody like Mama Cat who lives a couple hours away, that kind of thing.
Can I put a deposit on a wild pig hunt? If you want, Floyd, hit me up, because I got a lot of people starting to hit me up about coming to hunt the cat, and I'll be getting paid from them. You can just come up here and hunt with me. I won't charge you anything, So, but hit me up and let me know, because if I get people paying me to come out there and
$175 to $200 here for drop calves
to come out there and basically I'm doing a pig job where I'm thinning out the population, if not trying to do my best to eradicate it.
Right.
More guns and more people I got out there to help me, the better. And you can take the pig meat home with you. We can cut it up together. Robbie is in PEI. PEI. What is that?
It's some fancy thing for
I farm
Canadian
oysters.
North.
I farm oysters up here in the Canadian North.
I don't know what it stands for, but he's up in Canada.
That's one of my places on my bucket list to go. I supposedly went to Canada when I was really young with my grandfather. Okay. Be there in a minute, Floyd said. Alright. Gothic Sugar said she PM'd us on YouTube. We didn't get anything.
No, that might be for the service dog. Yes, you did get that. It's just been a while. When you said that stuff was right around the time that he got hurt. So, I fished lobsters in May and June. Oh.
Yeah, Robbie, let's talk and see if there's a way that we can make some type of a trade or something. Prince Edward Island.
There you go.
Because Robin and I were just talking. I absolutely love lobster. What's up, Nicole?
What up?
I'm still waiting for you to tell me when our cheeseburger date is, baby. I miss my little sister. I know you can't really get on a computer that much, but I definitely miss you. What was I talking about?
Making a deal with Robbie.
Oh, yes.
How much we love lobsters. We were just talking about it today.
We were talking about it today. And I honestly think that, or I believe, that I have to order a couple a year and get them shipped to me. And that way my kids can learn how to eat them. There is a proper way to eat them. So, because like snow crab legs, I didn't learn how to eat them until I hooked up with one of my buddies in the Corps, and he taught me how to eat them because he was from Maine. There was actually a proper way to eat those. Didn't know that. So.
Real quick before because it's already 9:15. Real quick before we get off, we have ordered our shirts, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, hats, and decals. If you're interested, I've had a couple people already hit me up. Just let me know. I've been posting on the Big Bear Homesteading group the pictures of And if we had gotten on in time, I would have downloaded them and put them on for tonight. But I will be putting them up on the website probably tomorrow. So if you're interested, you can hit me up, and we'll see about getting shirt prices and all of that stuff. So just let me know. I'm sorry.
You know what?
People watching this later will not understand why Jason's shaking his head and while I'm.
Hey, Robbie, I will get Blaze right on that. Just saying.
Maybe SSL needs to
Simply
take a look at the land
that's
around here.
They need to. We before Nicole got hurt, we were talking about that.
Well, and then it was like right around tax season, and something happened that they needed. Oh, her teeth. She had some issues with her teeth that needed to be taken care of, and a couple other things, and it just wasn't in the making for this past year. So we're hoping maybe this year they might look into getting closer. I want my trucker hat. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna pull that off.
We're gonna pull it off. Don't you worry about it. On a sad note, before we leave, I want to pay respects and what's the right word?
Homage?
Homage to my uncle.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go somewhere else.
I had an uncle pass away 2 days ago, up in Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, we're not going to be, with the convention and everything coming up, we just can't afford to go up to the services.
Yeah, we would have to both take off work and do a bunch of different stuff.
He is a Vietnam vet. He was in the Army. His name is Uncle Vern. Vern Delaware. And when I was real young, and we're talking late 70s, early 80s. What's up, Dr. Purple? My upbringing through my one stepfather, not the guy that I call Dad now, this guy's name was Bill, wasn't how do you say, was very ignorant. And my Uncle Vern is African American. And this guy Bill would not let my mom talk to her sister or them because
he was right.
Because of that. Well, my mom finally left him. He was abusive and she left him. And met back up with her high school sweetheart, which is the man I call Dad, who's been my only dad as far as I'm concerned. Well,
he's Dad to me.
They
Good night, sweet pea.
They restarted their relationship back up, and I guess I was 8, 9 years old. So I had from, I don't remember, it was Bill and then my dad now, so I don't really remember anybody else. And I remember my meeting my cousin for the first time. Her name is Sherry. And her and I are like brother and sister. I love her to death.
They don't always agree because
we don't really. She's a Democrat. I'm obviously more of a Republican, libertarian. What? And we butt heads a lot on a lot of different things. And it is, if you were on the outside looking in, it is a very funny conversation to have because both of us will get so frustrated with each other. But like brothers and sisters, I love her to death. And this is her father. Anyway, back to the story. I guess I was 8, 9, and I was spending the weekend over there with them. We were doing all kinds of these cool stuff. He was just a super cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him one time, I said...
right, Ricky.
I asked him, I don't ask him that. Did he know Bill? And did him and Bill ever have a fight or something like that? I mean, I was 8. And he told me he didn't know him. And I said, well, why does he just not like you? So again, 8 years old.
Didn't know any better.
And he told me, he said, little man, sometimes, and I'll never forget this as long as and it took me forever to kind of really
understand it.
Truly see how deep this statement was. And he said, sometimes people love grass, but they hate trees. Got absolutely no reason to hate a tree, but they can't stand a tree. And they won't get to know the tree to see that the tree can produce this wonderful, beautiful fruit. Or a beautiful nut. Or just beautiful flowers. It's the plain fact is that tree is not grass. They hate it. And he goes, and that's the only reason that I know of, because I've never met him or anything. It's just because I'm not grass.
I'm not grass. I'm a tree.
I'm a tree. And I basically told him then, I said, that is the stupidest reason to hate anybody whatsoever. And he said, I think so too. And that was basically the end of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuck with me for the rest of my life. And I always remember when somebody just gets to pissing me off sometimes. And I'm like, well, you know what?
Maybe they're just a tree.
Maybe they're just a tree. And I'm over here looking for some grass. So I got to remember that I got to get to know this person better.
Mm-hmm.
Because he may be a tree, but he may produce one heck of a banana.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so say a prayer for my cousin and my aunt and the rest of my uncle's family on his side.
Mm-hmm.
That they'll be able to get through this. He went peacefully in his sleep. He was sick for a couple of days, and basically he woke up one morning and he was vomiting, and called in sick to work because he was still working. He's, let's see, Mama's 62, so he would have been in his 70s, still working. Called in sick to work, and his new wife, because they divorced.
Mm-hmm.
His new, I think Sherry said she was a fiance. She said, okay, I'm gonna go downstairs, basically fix you some stuff, clean up. And he was like, no, I'm just gonna go lay down. Well, she went up to him a couple of hours later to check on him to see how he's doing, and he was already gone. So he went peacefully in his sleep, in his bed, right up underneath a shadow box that he had from all the medals and everything that he won during Vietnam. And
it's like you found it's almost like, you know how there's sometimes where you have an old family dog or something that just disappears and you never see him again.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out later that they just, they found a place and they just, went off into their own. And it almost sounds like that. Like he knew it was his time and he just, went off and...
So if you guys could keep my aunt, especially my cousin, and her babies, because that was their granddad.
Their granddad, yep.
Keep them in your prayer. Say a little special prayer for them. Send them some well wishes if you could for me, please. I'd appreciate it. And so what did you think I was like?
I swear I thought you were going to talk about your favorite icon dying. I thought you were going to be all funny, and you went a whole different route.
But leave it up. But see, here's the cool thing about it. Leave it up to my uncle. Uh-huh. Leave it up to Uncle Vern to decide to pass away the same day Hugh Hefner does.
Hugh Hefner, yep. That's what I thought. I thought you were going to talk about Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
Jason started talking about looking for another job, and then Hugh Hefner died, and I said, well, there's your new job. You can walk around in a smoking jacket and let little bunnies follow you around all day.
I can do that job.
Mm-hmm.
But But seriously. I love you guys. We've been on almost an hour and a half. Hold on.
That works, doesn't it?
Hold on. I got to get my ghetto hat on now.
Does that work? Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit longer. A little bit more. Just down to the ear, right? Or is that good?
That's good.
Okay. It's not yours.
I know. And so, thank you guys for coming by, putting up with us, running our mouth for an hour and a half. Don't forget, tomorrow night.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I think I'm going to talk about myrrh. I'm not sure.
Myrrh. Tomorrow night.
Or maybe Siberian fir. I'm not sure yet.
That oil is thebomb.com.
It knocks Jason out.
That oil.
Out.
That oil is legend. Wait for it. Dairy. That oil.
He's being sneaky.
Who?
Later, y'all.
Who is that?
That, I'm not going to say who it is. He has another screen name.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you... So don't forget, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Mama's Essential Oils class.
Mm-hmm.
We will be making it rain with free gifts. Don't forget, please help support us giving away all of those free gifts and everything by hitting that super chat. That's what that money is going for, and we're probably going to do a special live stream here pretty soon to show you guys what we pulled in super chat wise and how we spent it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to be as transparent as humanly possible, so that way you guys know that we are being 100% above board and honest with that. So
I have a bad feeling we're still in the negative, but that's okay.
we said that's what we're going to do with it, because we were dared to put the super chat on. We weren't going to do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
We were dared to do it, so I'm going to show you guys that I'm a man of my word. It's just something that I want to do. So, okay, enough of that. Anyway. Alright, closing. Remember, guys, be kind to one another, love on one another, support each other. You don't know what that other person's going through.
Mm-hmm, that's very true.
Their dog could have just passed away, or somebody could have peed in their cornflakes or something.
Somebody could have peed in their cornflakes.
I could have just woke up having a bad day. We're all human. We're allowed to do that. So don't be so judgy. Love one another. The only way evil wins is for good people to do nothing. Mm-hmm. Keep that in mind. Also, do your part. Recycle, repurpose, reuse things. That way you can help the environment. Mm-hmm. Remember, God's not making any more land. And as we grow human population wise, our environment is suffering. Mm-hmm. Wildlife out there is suffering because we need more landfills because of all the trash. Well, if we start recycling, repurposing, reusing these things, we won't need those landfills. Kidneys. Y'all have a wonderful night. I don't know who's coming on next. I don't know if anybody is on next. Or if anybody's on right now. But you guys have a wonderful night. Go Dogs. Good job, Georgia. Spanking it, Tennessee, honey. Mm-hmm. See you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Mama Bear's Essential Oils class. Thank you guys for coming by. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.